Hello everyone, welcome to A Garden a Day with Maidenbrock Gardens, where we explore the world one garden at a time. Today is April 29th. Ah, the Vanderbilts. Just about everyone knows the name, even if they don't know the people. Every generation has someone who receives the title of richest American, and in 1877 that title went to William Henry Vanderbilt, son of Cornelius Vanderbilt, nicknamed the Commodore, who was a railroad and shipping magnate. William and his wife Maria had 9 children. Their youngest child was George Washington Vanderbilt, and he's the one we get to thank for today's garden visit. Today we are exploring Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. George Vanderbilt was born in 1862 in New York. At the age of 26, he decided to build a country mansion and lead the life of a country gentleman. He acquired 125,000 acres of North Carolina woodland and hired architect Richard Morris Hunt to design a limestone house modeled after a French chateau. And he hired Frederick Law Olmsted to design the gardens. The result is Biltmore Estate, a mansion that spans 4 acres and is considered the largest private domestic home in the United States. Construction of the home began in 1889 and took 6 years to complete. On Christmas Eve, 1895, Vanderbilt opened his estate for the first time to family and friends. There are 250 rooms in Biltmore Estate with 35 bedrooms and 43 bathrooms. George Washington Vanderbilt was an intellectual. He amassed a collection of more than 20,000 books and was interested in art and philosophy. At Biltmore, he was interested in agriscience and horticulture. The Biltmore Forest was the first professionally managed forest in the United States, and the estate conducted experiments in scientific farming and animal bloodline breeding. In 1898, George Vanderbilt married Edith Dresser, also of New York, and they had 1 child, a daughter named Cornelia. George Vanderbilt passed away at age 51 in 1914 due to complications after surgery. His wife sold 87,000 acres of forest to the United States Forest Service. Those acres are part of one of the first national forests east of the Mississippi River. Cornelia inherited the remaining estate. Cornelia went on to marry John Cecil, and they had 2 sons, George and William. In 1930, Cornelia and John opened Biltmore Estate to the public, in part to increase tourism to Asheville and also to help earn an income to keep the estate operational. Cornelia's 2 sons, George and William, inherited the estate. George chose the land, while William got the house. William Cecil managed the property with a focus on preserving the estate's splendor and positioning it to have self-sufficient operations. He is responsible for planting the first wine grapes and establishing the winery, which opened in 1985. 10 years later, William's son Bill assumed leadership and saw the opening of the Inn on Biltmore Estate in 2001, and the first of a number of premier cottages on the estate in 2005. In 2010, Antler Hill Village, a shopping and dining venue, opened, followed by another hotel in 2015. There have been many changes at Biltmore since it opened to family and friends in 1895, but Biltmore Estate is still privately owned. But enough about the Vanderbilts and enough about the estate. We're here for the gardens. The gardens were designed to offer 4 seasons of beauty. There's a rather extensive month-by-month bloom calendar on the estate's website. Flowering now are azaleas and spring flowering bulbs, and soon visitors will enjoy roses, peonies, and my favorite at Biltmore, wisteria. Each spring, Biltmore blooms with more than 100,000 flowers. There are still 8,000 acres of Biltmore Estate that include more than 20 miles of hiking trails, and many parts of Olmsted's original garden design are still intact, including the garden terrace, also known as the Italian Garden. Olmsted designed the gardens as formal, close to the house, and gradually becoming more informal as they reach the forest. 75 acres surrounding the house are dedicated to formal gardens. He included a deer park on 250 acres that involves wide expanses of lawn with trees dotted here and there to provide a pastoral scene. The conservatory houses a collection of plants from around the world, and the beds in the walled garden are changed with every season to provide year-round interest. There are areas dedicated to azaleas, roses, and other flowering shrubs. The gardens are beautiful year-round, but I think spring is the best time to visit Biltmore Estate. Well, that's about it for today's garden visit. Join me here tomorrow to find out where we're going next. If you haven't done so yet, I invite you to subscribe to the show and leave us a review. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for listening. If all goes well, I'll be right back here tomorrow. See you then.